finishing my national service. We bonded again and decided to start on a fresh note. Now, last year, he took me home for his father's burial and introduced me to his family. His mom liked me instantly and promised to come with him to see my family. However, a few months ago, he came to tell me that his family does not support our relationship because of what happened in secondary school and also because I'm an ewe. Sisters, I'm so broken and disappointed. He came up with the idea that I get pregnant for him so his family will have no choice but to accept me. I'm confused because I don't know if the family will ever accept me. Should I go on or should I just leave? I really do love him, and that's coming in from a worried lady. So let's start from in studio. Tina, you're here. I mean, I'm actually surprised that they've reconnected and the girl's like, you know, starting a whole new relationship with a guy like this.
Okay, so it's quite interesting that they do touch, go, and, you know, so, I mean, there's something there, how they feel about each other. Why they disconnect, I'm not sure, but then the fact that they reconnect every time, there's something there, there's some feeling there. But what I'll say is that when a family starts giving you reasons like because you're aware, then you're venturing into waters that you will feel depressed and feel sidelined along the way. Marriage is difficult. It is very long. The Tree people have a proverb that says "Aware ne kwan ware," and you don't want to get into something that even when you haven't started, you're having like a huge pushback from the family that quote and unquote will support you. What is the guy saying? You should get pregnant before you guys get together. I mean, I'm sorry, that doesn't cut it for me. If you want me, you want me. If you want to be with me, you want to be with me. I don't have to actually bend my back. I have done it for you once when I was in school. I had a lot of complications. Who knows? I might not even get pregnant. So if I can't get pregnant, then what? You know, because you caused the same complications when I was younger. I mean, for the two of you, this love should be unconditional. It should be, in spite of everything, I still want to be with you. So if his family is giving you the pushback, he is giving you a condition to get pregnant before you guys, you know, move forward, or a condition that's okay, because there's a pushback, now get pregnant so that we can move on. I mean, you know what? State your idea to him, or state your views to him clearly, that you are in it because you love him. You don't want to do something outside of yourself. You see, you don't want to bend your back, as in, you don't want to get pregnant or do something that would go against your person. You've done it once, it's enough. He should come for you, or his family should come for your hand in marriage because he really wants you. But aside that, I mean, you should hold yourself as a person, hold your pride. I mean, okay. You don't have to.
All right, Olivia, I'm coming to you. I mean, should this guy be entertaining, this lady be entertaining this guy at all, considering the kind of past they have?
Mixed feelings, really, because, you know, when people are in love, it's difficult for them to think straight. You'd expect that because of the terrible experience she went through with this guy, her heart would be closed. But clearly, I mean, her heart is telling her something else. But my question is, as much as this guy, right, claims he loves you as a lady, what is he doing to defend his love for you? Yes, his parents are saying all these things. I'm curious to find out, yes, okay, if his parents think you're aware and they have a problem with it, rather than tell you, what has he actually done about it? Is he defending the love that he has for you? Is he defending the relationship? And for me, for him to ask you again, to sleep with him, get pregnant as an excuse to be able to be with you, for me, I can't seem to digest that. You know, it's either he's getting married to you as a human being, as a woman that he loves, or nothing else. And should you end up getting pregnant again and the family decides, no, we still don't want her because of these tribal reasons, what's going to happen to her? What's going to happen to her life, her entire future? I mean, like Tina was saying, she had to bend her back over once for you. And I mean, let's say maybe through some divine intervention, everything is okay with her uterus and she can actually have a fresh start to life. Now you're asking her to go get pregnant, assuming the family is not interested. What happens and your relationship is called off? What happens to her? Is she going to have to commit another abortion so that, you know, she would end up finding somebody else? I don't think this guy is really being empathetic enough, you know. It's either they want to be with you, it's either he wants to stand by you, stand by the relationship you have, you know, and it's not about tribal lines here. Yes, I can understand that marriage has to do with two families. At the end of the day, you need the support of family. Understood. But it's you and her who are going to live your lives together. So where do you stand as a man? I'm curious to know this relationship. What does he want? Future does he see? And once you hear that from him, or you hear his opinion or his perspective, then at least you have a clear picture as to exactly what you're doing with your life. But for a man who can't stand up for what he wants, a man who can't stand up, you know, to the love that he shares with you, for me, some way. But that's just my humble opinion. If you ask me, I'd say that don't venture again into this kind of relationship. Take your time. I know it's hard. I know that you guys do have a connection, but Charlie, some way, I can't seem to see my way clear. I don't feel like he's grounded and strong enough to defend your love. This is just me.
Right.
So really, take your time and just think about it.
Yeah, and Rosina, I'm coming to you. I mean, I'll let you address like this issue in entirety, but I'm also curious because somewhere along the line, you know, this lady makes mention of the fact that his mom, she says, his mom liked me instantly and promised to come with him to see my family, and then a few months later, this guy is coming to her to say, well, they said no. Could it also be that, for instance, the guy is on his own? I mean, he's trying to trick her, maybe, you know, because how come mom suddenly, you know, falls in love with you instantly, is saying we're coming home, only for the guy to come back? You never heard from parents at all. Does that seem a bit off to you, or is it just me?
So, is the guy who came back, so that means it's the lady who is Ewe, not the guy?
Right.
Okay. Yes and no. Because from the beginning, you know, I don't think that both of them have anything against each other. The lady is able to reconnect with the guy because she probably feels that the decision to abort was not their decision in entirety. It was their parents. And if they were in school at the time, it's possible that their parents were responsible for probably paying their education and all of that. And they didn't really have a say in the fate of the baby. So, I mean, they both don't have anything against each other. They both just think that, or assume that their parents felt that it wasn't the right time to have a child, and both parents were in consensus. So there's nobody to blame here because both parents feel like, oh, you need to abort the child and all of that. Now, moving on, 3 years later, they get back in touch. They reconnect because whatever they have is probably very genuine and is very real. Now that they've met and they've gone to the funeral, I'm sure the father has passed, but they've gone to the funeral, they met the mother and everything was, you know, rosy and everything. It's possible that upon meeting the guy's parents, the mother the parents of the boy who impregnated my daughter way back. Because I don't think that at the funeral, the man is going to introduce herself to the woman as, oh, this was my girlfriend in school who got pregnant and you guys asked me to abort it. I don't think that's what he did. But upon meeting the families, it's possible that history now came back into play. And when history came back into play, so now the man is trying to go like, okay, fine. let's give them a reason. We don't want to be with them because it happened before. They rejected us and we agreed to the abortion. So why do you want to marry her now? So sometimes if you don't know the full story, maybe she liked her for who she was, but when she realized that no, because you see, it's the father of the girl who is dead, but the father of the guy who was partaker of the decision 3 years ago is still alive and possibly knows the girl upon seeing her or upon seeing who she is, and decides to give another reason yet again why the guy should not be involved with the girl. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And the only reason, and for the man after this to say that I want you to get pregnant for me, you see, it sounds unfair when you look on the face of it. But the reality on the ground is that, look, at the time, the excuse was that you probably were going to school, it's not a good time to get pregnant, abort it. But maybe now they are both working, they are both out of school, they can both fend for themselves. So if you do get pregnant and you do have a baby, not because I don't love you, the guy wants to marry you, but they are still facing family issues, like trying to get back together. I mean, families are still pulling strings here and there, preventing them from getting together. So he probably wants the girl to get pregnant so that whether the families like it or not, they are connected by a child, and at some point he's hoping that that connection will cause their families to loosen their stance on them getting married. So I can understand his thought pattern, and I'll not blame him for thinking like that, and I'll not call him names for thinking like that. I'll just say that that is not the right way to go. Because sometimes you don't know why, like I keep saying, you don't know why certain families are just so opposed to certain people. It's like they bring one issue, you solve it, they bring another reason why you shouldn't be together. You solve it, you bring another reason why you shouldn't be together. You may not know the real reason why. And sometimes when you go against them, what happens is that either they wash their hands off you, or they would never ever appreciate the person you're coming in with, no matter how good she is. And it can be very stressful and daunting on your marriage or your relationship or your partnership, whichever way you choose to call it, because whether you like it or not, we're in Africa and we need our families at one point in time. So I'm thinking that, yes, I will not call the gentleman names. I will not say that the gentleman is lying. I don't think he's being fishy about it, because the two parents that were involved, one passed. So maybe the woman doesn't have full knowledge of what happened, but the other parent has full knowledge of what happened. Possibly remembers the girl's name, possibly remembers the girl's family name, possibly remembers everything. Right. So that's why he's come up with that reason. But the only thing is that don't go that route. I think that this is the time for you to explain to your dad that, look, this thing started over 3 years ago. And you caused us to do this 3 years ago. And we've gone round and round and round, and we are reconnected again. And that this is the woman for you. Let your dad, let your dad feel the reason why you also feel for this lady so much, that you feel like this is the woman for you. The moment you try to use shortcuts, I'm sure your family members will always find something to put in the picture somewhere. You will never probably be happy in your marriage. So the baby as a solution may not be the best idea. But I don't blame him for thinking like that. Right.
Okay. Well, I mean, the story did mention something about, attending their father's funeral. I think her dad had passed, or his dad has passed, and that's why. But anyway, I mean, I think your points are pretty straightforward. For me, I think it's a bad idea as well. Just too much. One, the whole fact that you guys had to, get rid of the first pregnancy. I mean, for obvious reasons, I understand. School, whatever. It was your decision or your parents' decision. It happened. I don't know. If the family members aren't accepting, it's always really hard to say. And like, the sisters have pointed out, we need our families when it comes to, because marriage isn't just about the two of you. It's in Africa, in Ghana, it's a family coming together. So you definitely need their blessing and their buy-in. And I'm not sure how that's going to work in this circumstance, especially if they're throwing the ethnicity card. It's one that's very hard to surmount and overcome. So dear lady, think through it critically before you take any decisions. But these are our opinions. Let me read a couple of messages that have come through. Semefa says, Please don't do it. People like that will never accept you because they have a problem with your tribe. Please move on now. You'll find someone whose family will accept you despite your tribe. It hurts, but the earlier, the better. Al Hassan says, I personally think the family has nothing to do with it, but he wants to know if you can still get pregnant before he marries you. Because he knows with all the complications from the abortion, it's likely you might not be able to give birth, and he may want a child. That's an interesting perspective. Wanda says, overly tribalistic, sensational attachment to relationships. He should go and marry from his tribe. Shaking my head. Adam says, I don't know how old you are and the extent of complications you've had as a result of previous inactions. But the truth is, he's not man enough yet. If he has the guts to see you in the face and tell you his family says this and that, then he's still a baby being nurtured by his family. And those are a couple of your comments. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, yet another email.
COVID-19 has changed the world. But despite the challenges we face, the spirit of Africanacity is still alive. It's in the tenacity of the men and women who are still keeping us safe and keeping us going. It's in the creativity you use to find new ways to work, teach, do it all, and stay together, even if you're apart. And it's in the ingenuity of all those who are making a difference. Thank you to everyone still getting things done. Your Africanacity inspires us.
We're about to change your Sunday night for the better.
Set your timers and join us every Sunday night starting from the 7th of June on The Upside Down Show. We will bring you the most captivating guests and explore the most amazing stories.
We will dazzle you with real-life situations and examine mind-blowing topics. Join me, Frema Binyami,
And me, Ato Kwamna, every Sunday at 7 p.m. on City TV. Are you ready?
Welcome back to Sister on City TV and City FM. Our WhatsApp number 054-998-6996. You can share your comments and opinions with us on the show via that platform. We'll go into our next email for the evening, and here it is.
Hello, sisters. My ex and I were married for about 6 years. Our marriage ended when I found out that he was having an affair with a lady whom he is currently married to. After our divorce, we stayed in touch because of our children. One thing led to the other and we started getting intimate. He currently sleeps over whilst he ignores his pregnant wife's calls. I have now become the other woman, which is wrong, but I secretly hope he leaves her to be with me. My family just found out about our affair and are not happy at all. To be honest, it's kind of nice to have him back. I really missed him, but I'm also worried he will hurt me again. I'm a little confused and conflicted. What do you advise I do?
Now that's a very interesting one. Yeah. So you guys left your marriage because he was cheating on you with his current wife. And now he's cheating on his current wife with you. Charlie, tit for tat, butter for bread. I don't know what to make of this story. It's quite bizarre.
Is it?
Isn't it?
I don't think so. It happens all the time.
You know about it, do you?
Yeah.
Right. Please expatiate.
Well, what I'll say is that this guy, he's only with you, your ex-husband is only with you because he can't get what he used to get from his wife because she's pregnant. Or things are not going the same way as he met her when he was cheating on you earlier. Now she's pregnant. Now she's not.
She's wifey material.
She's wife material.
Correct.
So now you are side chick material because you don't have any man around you. Now probably you have your children under control, so you're hot, you're sexy, you're going back to work, you're looking all good, and you have time on your hands to do what you've got to do. So he's just thinking, you know what? There's something that drew me to this woman. Now he remembers everything. Everything comes back to him, and then he starts messing with you. And you know in your heart of hearts that this is not going to end well. It will end in tears. Definitely. Because he's not here for genuine reasons. He left you for another woman. He cheated on you for another woman. And he's doing the same with you. Please don't let don't let your emotions carry you away. Okay? Unless you're playing around, but it doesn't look like you're playing around. It looks like you really want things to be the way it used to be.
She said she missed him.
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. If you were playing him as well, then, well, I'm not encouraging it, but I'm saying, okay, but you're not playing him. He's playing you till the time when he gets his newborn baby in his new family. And then his attention will turn back to his wife, depending on how she plays her game as well. So, I don't think this is a good thing. It will not end up well. Yeah, you need to move on. Once he's left you and everybody knows that he's left you, his family and your family know that you've separated or you've divorced and you're no more together, get your act together and move on in another direction, not with him.
Rosina, let me come to you. I mean, this is a bit off, isn't it?
You know, it's crazy, eh? This man is a chronic cheat. The cheating is in his veins. And the reason why you didn't, or you guys got divorced, was that even though you had children, was the fact that he cheated on you and you didn't like it. So, irrespective of the fact that you may think that you're getting back at the lady that he's married to now, the fact of the matter is that he's still cheating with you. So, even if something happens and he becomes like he decides to even be with you again, know that that's not the end of it. He's going to cheat again and you break up again and the cycle is going to continue. That's one. And number two is that, you see, forbidden fruit is very nice. Forbidden fruit is very sweet.
Yeah. Very.
And most of the time when you are in a capacity where you're supposed to be responsible, like you have responsibility, you're no more as exciting. When you are just chopping some and going, you can afford to be excited because there's no responsibility that comes with it.
Sure.
That's why most of the time side chicks feel like they're making the guys happy and wives look a bit boring, because wives are not looking at the next restaurant meal or the next phone or they're not looking at that. They're looking at the next 5 years, how we're going to take care of our kids. They're looking at the bigger picture. And sometimes those things are the real issues that tend to get boring. So my take is that I don't know why you're wasting your time with this man. The fact that he's taking, and like Tina said, he's probably come back to you because his wife is currently pregnant and possibly cannot afford to be as exciting in bed as you are now to him. So he's using you for the time being. As soon as the other woman has a child, because you see, men cheat too, but for a man to leave you and marry the one that he's cheating with, it means that he doesn't really want to be with you. A lot of men cheat, and then when they find them out, maybe they'll come and apologize, they'll beg, or they'll cause a bit of wahala, but they'll never really intend to leave their wives.
Sure.
But if the man leaves you and marries the one that he's cheating on you with, it's a very big statement. So why would you want to give that person leeway into your Kyoto again? Forgive my French.
But it's true.
Yeah, why would you want to give a man who has done this to you way back into your life? Sometimes you may think that, yeah, he cheated on me with this girl, so this girl treats you. So you don't think you are winning. Because in the end, like Tina said, the tears
shall flow.
The tears will not run dry. The tears will be like a blessing in a negative direction, I swear. So, I don't know why you're entertaining him. Just give him enough room to take care of your children. That's all. Don't be emotionally vested, physically vested, sexually vested. I mean, you're wasting your time. You are completely wasting your time. It has nothing to do with the woman he's with. It has everything to do with the character of the man that you married and the fact that he wasn't faithful to you. He allowed you to go, went and married the one that he was cheating on you with, and you think that you are going to win anything. You're not going to win anything. As soon as the lady gives birth and she puts herself back on track, you are back. You won't even be a side chick. You are back to, my ex-wife. That's the role you'll be back to. So I think she should just chill.
Yeah.
And the fact that the wife calls him, he refuses to pick, doesn't mean that he doesn't send text messages to offer an explanation.
I like that. Yeah.
Just saying.
All right, Livy, I'm curious to know what you have. I can almost hear your thoughts, but let's go.
Charlie. For me here, this guy is so immature. I don't even know why he's married. You see what I mean? Like, I don't know why he's married. He is not supposed to be married right now. He's too young. He doesn't understand what marriage is. How can you decide that you're getting married? He got married once, cheated, and he has a lot of nerve. Do you see what I mean? And I don't even know what this other woman is doing, entertaining him. She probably went through a terrible divorce. And now, like Rosina said, you've taken your knickers off again for him. Like, really, you're allowing this guy to properly disrespect you. This woman who sent in this problem. My sweetheart, you can't do that. Once bitten, twice shy. This guy, if he had some kind of decency in him as a human being, he wouldn't treat you like that. I don't care how hot he is. I don't care about the fact that, yes, lie momo, so because he's married to you before and you guys have had an intimate history, sleeping with him should be okay. It's unacceptable. And for me, what also bothers me so much is the fact that he doesn't understand what it means to say, I do. Like, what kind of man does that? You know, he said, I do to you on that fateful day that you guys got married. Said I do to this other lady who is pregnant for him in his house. And all of that means nothing. Seriously, like, he needs some proper counseling or, I don't know, therapy or deliverance. Because he doesn't have any ethics, morals whatsoever. And he's just walking around and he's just playing both women. And he's having such a field day. And you're entertaining him. Like, how low can you stoop, young lady? I mean, I have to be brutal with you. I'm sorry. Once the divorce is divorce, it's divorce. He's decided to go into a different bond with another woman, and he got married. So as far as I'm concerned, you, this woman who sent in your request, really respect yourself and respect the bond that he has with his current wife. And stop taking your knickers off and try and find something to do with your life, rather than sleep with your husband and ask us what to do. You know it's wrong. You're not supposed to be sleeping with him. He's not your husband. He's your ex-husband. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, he should be thinking about how to support the children he's had with you. He's making more children. Is he thinking about how he's even going to be responsible? What kind of role model is he looking to be to his children? It's so pathetic. I mean, this guy needs to grow up and somebody needs to tell him straight to the face. And maybe young woman who sent in this submission, maybe it's about time you stood up for yourself. Start thinking straight. Right now, you can't think straight because all you're doing is having intimate sessions with this man. You can't think straight. And if he loved you enough, he will still be with you. Don't allow him you're enjoying it. He's not going to divorce his wife for you. If he thought that you're married material enough, he would have been with you. And I feel like I'm saying the same things over and over and over again. I'm a bit infuriated, but this is what I'm going to tell you. Stop sleeping with him. Let him take on his responsibility. Stop entertaining him in your home, and let him go out there and try and grow up and be a good husband to his wife that he's impregnated, who is waiting for him at home. You can't keep entertaining this, because then what's going to happen in the end? What are you hoping for? It's not going to happen. The fact that he said "I do," that's it. It's finished. And it's about time that people actually start back and appreciated the fact that it's the reason why we say "I do" is important. It has to be an integral part of every marriage. It's not about standing there and just battling a couple of words and thinking that, okay, I've said these words and it means nothing, so yes, I can get married. At the end of the day, the next few minutes, I can decide to get divorced. There are children in all of these situations, and you're messing up children's lives. You've currently divorced this guy. You've currently divorced this woman. And you're sleeping with her. What's happening to the children? What's happening to the children? What's happening to them when they grow up? Their father goes and comes, and he's going to do the same thing with this other woman. Seriously, I feel like you shouldn't be entertaining him. Really, you've divorced him. It's cut. It's finished. Have the opportunity to make your life again. Go out there and try and make something of yourself. Find somebody who can love you for you. I think I've said enough. I'm good.
I feel like there's a little bit of vengeance in here. Like, there's one side of her that's happy that, okay, this is the woman who stole my husband. Now I can get him back any time, right? Yeah. I get a bit of that. And then there's also the part where she really genuinely loved this guy, and he cheated on her. Reason there was a divorce. And now, like, there's the possibility of him coming back. So it's a very warped place to be, a very weird place to be. And if you don't take care, you're going to, sink deeper into that. There's nothing like, this isn't something you can build on.
Yeah, just I wanted to say to her that ask yourself this one question: if he should come back to you, would you ever trust him?
Absolutely not.
So that should be your guiding light. That somebody has been with you, he's cheated on you, and now he's back messing with you and cheating on someone else. So if he comes to you, just ask yourself, if you're hoping that the two of you will end up together, would you ever trust him? If you won't, then stop messing about.
It's going nowhere. It's going absolutely nowhere.
Yes, so I don't know if I can chip in something real quick. And I was like, and even if you come back together, this woman that you are seeking the revenge on would have a baby for him and will also forever be in his life. So you can't even get the revenge you say you are seeking. You can never really get rid of hair like that. So
you see that one. Well, I mean, let me bring in a couple of people. Henry sends a message, says, are you serious? You said he cheated on you and that led to your divorce. Now he's married to that lady and is now cheating on her with you. Really? Hey, my dear, don't mistaken loneliness for love. You only think you miss him, but you really don't. Quit before it's too late. You're now breaking someone's home. Lucy says this is karma to the other lady, but just know that it will come back to bite you too. Gifty says, really? No, wait. Are you serious? I don't want to sound harsh, but I think everything is not okay with your mind. The only advice I have for you is to see a psychiatrist or let him marry you again and still maintain the current wife. After all, you, your ex-husband, and your rival deserve each other. Leslie says, James 1 verse 8, New King James Version.
Yes.
He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. Get out before you sink into a deeper hole than when he first left you. And those are a couple of your comments. It's Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we return, more messages.
people are opening doors for me, or driving for me, or giving me a huge respect, not for me, for Shani Cooper, not to Shani Cooper is the respect. The respect is for the state of Israel.
One day I was in Quebec, vacations with my cousin, and someone calls me from Brazil saying, "Do you want to be ambassador in Ghana?" I said, "Yes, I do."
Businesses are evolving with the changing times, and the City Business Festival is doing the same. In the month of June, the City Business Festival goes digital. City TV, in collaboration with Absa Bank, will give SMEs the opportunity to reboot their businesses with expert forums, discussion platforms, and interactive Zoom sessions. There will be a lesson for every business. Join the virtual business forums every Tuesday in June at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and gain the knowledge you need to kickstart your business. Explore new ways of engaging your customers with the e-commerce forum on Tuesday, the 9th of June at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Get tips from the Agribusiness Forum on how to create another career in agribusiness on Tuesday, the 16th of June 2020 at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And get all the industry knowledge with the Trade Forum on the topic, Will Export Trade Be the Same Again? On the 23rd of June 2020 at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Revamp your business and work environment this June with the virtual business forums only on City TV every Tuesday at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. To be interactive and ask questions pertinent to your business, join in the forum via Zoom. To participate via Zoom, register by calling 0205-973-973. That's 0205-973-973. City Business Festival is powered by City TV and Absa Bank with support from the Ghana Investments and Promotion Center.
Welcome back to Sister Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. So you can join us via WhatsApp on 054-998-6996, or you can send an email to jessica@cityfmonline.com. A message here says, I've been in a relationship with this beautiful lady for the past 6 years, and I would love to marry her, but her mom does not agree because I'm a divorcee. Her mom thinks my child will be a problem when I marry her daughter. I asked some of my family members and pastors to plead with her mother, but she refuses to understand. I love this lady, and I really want her to be my wife because she's the only one who understands me and loves me for who I am and not what I have. I'm very sad and restless. What should I do? Olivia, I'm coming straight to you.
Oh, this is a tough one. This really is a tough one because I know what it's like to grow up with half siblings and how terrible it can be sometimes. I watched my mother literally do her very best in order to make my half siblings happy, but they were never happy with whatever she did, and it was tough. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't fun growing up like that. So. I mean, I can understand where this woman is coming from, and I mean, I can understand her concerns for her daughter. It's just natural and it's just normal. So, having said that, I mean, the fact that maybe her mother has her own reservations about people who already have children, divorcees and stuff, doesn't necessarily mean that the same negativity is going to happen in her daughter's marriage. So my take is, I mean, if you love her, do give it some time, and take some time to also allow the woman to sort of warm up towards you and warm up towards the relationship. Because however you want to look at it, I mean, she loves her daughter to bits and she wants the best for her daughter. So she's coming from a really positive place, if you ask. I can understand that you're in love with her, therefore maybe you want to do things right, so you want to sort of tie the knot. But I mean, you need the support of her mom, and the girl also needs to know that her mom is happy with her relation, because
okay,
she's not going to be happy.
Go ahead.
So she's not going to be happy. So I think give it time, and you need to, as much as you want the relationship to work, I think you need to take some time off to win your mother-in-law to be. You know, win her over and let her understand that, you know, you want the best for her daughter, and you can assure her that you're also trying as much as possible to bring up your son the right way, so that he doesn't sort of mess up the relationship that you have with your wife to be. So I think you just need to give it time, in a nutshell. So that's all I'm saying. Give it time, and hopefully it should work. And pray on it as well. You never know.
Right.
I mean, the heart of a
Okay. I think we caught your drift there. So let me bring in Rosina. I mean, do you also sort of toe the same line? Give it time or actively work on this? I mean, what are your thoughts?
Time, because people have had very horrible experiences with step siblings, stepmothers, stepfathers. So usually when it comes to those RNS, especially women who have been bent really badly, they don't take kindly to it at all. But however, there are also other situations where you can see half siblings and step siblings, and you might not even be able to tell whose mother is who. And I think it largely depends on the man involved and on the initial woman involved. Like, it depends on all three parties. So for instance, if the divorce was a mutual divorce and both of you just knew that you couldn't be with each other and that's it, it happened respectfully, everybody is happy with what they have, and your children probably understand that mommy and daddy just couldn't be together because of, and they are not really hating on anyone because of that. And you don't have a situation where the woman is constantly poisoning the son against the father or against the other woman. If you could be open, like for instance, if this is the woman you really want, I don't know whether you've already introduced her to your son already, or you've already told your ex-wife that, oh, this is the person I'm going to get married to. Sometimes your prospective wife being okay with your children and your children being okay with them will probably allay your stepmother's fears that, okay, well, your daughter, like her daughter is not going to face a lot of backlash, and, you know, it's not going to have a hard time in the new marriage. But just be consistent in your efforts. I mean, keep talking to your mother-in-law, keep doing things more and more to let her know, or to let her feel like things are going to be okay when the two of you get married. And you're lucky you have a child already. So that means that the child can then be a catalyst in letting your mother-in-law know that you'll be okay with everything. And in some extreme situations, your ex-wife could actually be a catalyst too. If your ex-wife is probably cool with your prospective wife because both of them knew why they got divorced and they're okay with it. They've been there. I mean, if she's matured enough, she could actually help in the process, put your mother-in-law's fears to rest.
Right.
So sometimes, every situation is unique and dynamic, but whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Don't tire out, because you know what it is that you want. You know the value in the woman that you want. And if she loves you back and you want her so much, just be consistent at it. One day, your efforts will be rewarded.
All right. Stay consistent, Rosina says. All right, Tina, I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this one.
Okay, so I think it's a difficult situation. Taking care of or entering into a relationship where, or a marriage where one person, one side or one partner brings in a child, it always complicates right from the beginning, because the dynamics of the marriage are not the same anymore. There are other parties involved apart from the two of you.
Right.
Now, I largely agree with the sisters on the fact that no strokes are the same, no two strokes are the same. It could either go very well and the two of you would be okay, and it could also go south where because of the ex-wife or because of your mother-in-law or something, it could go bad. But paying attention to this submission, the gentleman says that his prospective mother-in-law said that her daughter shouldn't marry him because the child will be a problem. And when you say that, it means that some things have been exhibited for the mother to be,
feeling that way.
To be feeling that way, or to point exactly. She didn't.
Or maybe she's experienced it in her life at some point.
It could be. But I'm thinking, whilst you're dating, the child will be involved. And once the child is involved, maybe the child has done something, or it has been a bone of contention. The child has been a bone of contention between the two of you. So she's only screaming, watch out. This child will be your end.
Right.
So, and sometimes these mothers see what we cannot see. The mother is saying this, what is the child saying? It's the man who has brought his submission here.
Right.
But what is your girlfriend or your fiancé saying? How does she feel about it? Is she willing to go the extra mile with you? If she's willing to work this out with you, then you have a relationship. If she's willing to say that I'll wake up with you every morning, and even if it doesn't go well, we will work it out.
Right.
That is the attitude you need from her. If you don't have that, then you don't have a wife material. If you have that, you're good to go.
Great. So she must be willing to commit on.
It
some
will
kind
be
of level.
difficult, but she should be willing to work it out. That's it.
Yeah. I can only imagine how such relationships, as in if you weigh in or look at all the different things that come to play, because, for instance, when it comes to expenses, this child will always need or take, quote unquote, from your husband because it's his child, and that kind of thing. So
how much do you even give to this
how
one?
much do you give to this family whilst you manage the one you're currently in and all that? It's a bit complicated, but give it some good thought, and like, the sisters are saying, Tina says, if you get a buy-in from the woman, that's one step forward. And then perhaps try to get, the mother to see things your way, and get to experience this lady as well. I'll go into another message here. It's pretty straightforward. It says, sisters, I've been dating this girl for 3 years now, and I'm even planning on marrying her, but I have a problem with her height. Likewise mine. We're both short. Sisters, my question is, 1, is it advisable to go ahead with the marriage because we love each other? And 2, should one consider height when choosing a partner? Okay, Rosina, I'm coming straight to you. I mean, how important is height in the love equation?
See, hey, Joe. When it comes to certain things, I don't know. You see, for all you know, is there a man or a woman who is sending in the submission?
A man. The man is the one who sent it in.
Okay, so for all you know, because he's short, he's been ridiculed his whole life in school. And now, it's like and all kinds. He's been traumatized by his height. And he's probably been segregated in so many issues because of his height. They are doing something, you are too short. You are talking about men and also won't say what I come to do with it. So if he's gone through things like that, he probably doesn't want it to continue. So for him, height is a very big deal breaker. And he probably feels that maybe marrying a woman who is tall can rectify the situation. But genetics is very funny. You can have 2 tall people, they will now give birth to some very short person. You can have 2 very short people who end up giving birth to tall people. So sometimes, even though, it looks like, maybe if you are black, you marry white, definitely the kids will be half caste. You can get a child who is more darker than even fair. Or you can get a child who is so white that there's no elements of black in the person. Oh, these 2 people are tall, so they have tall babies. You have a short baby, or these people are short, one would just spring up and be so tall. Because sometimes when it comes to offspring, sometimes you pick them from grandparents, even third generations, 5, 6 generations back. So sometimes it's a bit difficult to predict. Another thing too is that there are also people who like women who look like they're in control. Just like some women also like men to look the part. So maybe he's also one of those people who fantasizes about tall women and being short and being able to date a tall woman. It's probably like ego booster. Like, oh, I'm short, but Charlie, I can have a tall woman by my side and she reports to me. She listens to me. She hears what I say. And I'm able to satisfy her where it counts the most. You know what I mean? So it's probably also an ego booster. Or it's just something that he just likes, that he just wants. So it could be any reason why he wants a tall person. That said, when it comes to relationships, you see, there's the physical, what you're attracted to, what you want, what you've always dreamed about. And there are also other things that are of more value that you may not be able to draw on a piece of paper or pinpoint. So sometimes when you're growing up, maturity makes you weigh all these things. So it's a matter of weighting your expectations or weighting your wants or weighting the things that you want in a woman. Some will be there, some won't be there. So then you would have to now place a weight on what is most important to you. Okay. And then based on that, you make your decision.
Okay.
So somebody's weighting may be so much on the physical. If that is you, then please don't venture, because the moment the woman grooves, no, you can don't even know. See your short self. I don't even know why I didn't do this.
Okay.
But
Rosina, I mean, I'm sure I get your point. So let me just bring in quickly, ladies. You have maybe 30 seconds each because we're running out of time.
No, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
I know. No, it's fine. So Olivia, what do you think? Does height matter to you when it comes to relationships?
Wow, I should do this in 30 seconds. Goodness. So when I was literally 15 to 18, I always imagined myself marrying a very tall, handsome, guy. But I ended up marrying a guy who wasn't so tall. He wasn't my height. And he makes me happy. So this is just my personal experience that I'd like to share with you. Sometimes it's not all about the packaging, it's about the content. What is the person like? Is the person loving? Is the person kind? Does the person have admirable qualities that you can live with for the rest of your life? I mean, look at all these people who are getting married, but they have serious problems because they are not at peace.
Right.
This woman that you're looking to marry, does she love you? Does she make you happy? Does she tick all the boxes? If yes, why not? Please be happy, enjoy your life. And like Rosie said, you might end up having tall children. So
true. You never know.
By all means, your whole life is ahead of you. Enjoy and have fun. Okay.
Thank you,
Don't worry
Olivia.
about the height.
Don't worry about the height. Tina.
If it's not a deal breaker, go ahead.
Okay. That's it. I agree. I mean, we all had our own ideals of what the perfect man or maybe woman should look like. But at the end of the day, the things that really matter are not physical. So think about that. My name is Jessica. Thank you very much for watching Sister, and listening on City FM as well. We'll be back same time next week. Bye.
This week on Art and Soul.
Salsa, and then hand and body movements, and we just take it from there.
All this.
Just make sure you go with the hand and body movement and ta. So that's what we're doing today.
They complain I move my shoulders a lot, but you're moving it this way. My own goes this way.
But you can move it another way and other way.